Heads up, it's the Roll Jays podcast, the voice of the Creighton basketball fan. With your hosts, Jimmie Allen, Alex Drake, and Casey Matthews. Join the crew and meet CU players, coaches, and a whole lot more. Now, the Roll Jays podcast. Here's Jimmie Allen.
Welcome into the Roll Jays podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing, Pyramid Contractors, and Pepper Jack's Grill. Jimmie Allen, Alex Drake, Casey Matthews with you live above Madison Square Garden after a very frustrating first half from the Blue Jays. Creighton trails 21-36. Casey, obviously a very poor shooting performance from the Jays out of the gate.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, right? Like this is a very hard place to come in and play. That's an advantage that DePaul has. They played here last night. And then, when you don't get a lot of time in this gym, thinking back to the St. John's game here, I was really hoping that was going to help us tonight. But so far, that has not paid any dividends. We're just uncharacteristic, turning down really good looks. Our offense is all kinds of out of sorts. And then, defensively, they're just confident. They've hit some crazy shots. They got a big lead. They're playing with absolutely no pressure. This was going to be a tougher game, but we should be playing better than this. This is definitely frustrating. And the way Coach Mack left the court, going to the locker room, he has some things ready to say. I can promise you that.
And Alex, uncharacteristically turning down good shots, characteristically turning the ball over at a high clip. Only 7 in the first half so far, but it feels like almost double that number at this point.
I would add to that 7 number. I mean, you've had some really bad shots that should count as turnovers.
Agreed.
Just a couple of things that really sum up this first half. It appears that DePaul is playing like there's no tomorrow for them, right?
It sure looks like it. They've never been to a semifinal in Big East tournament history, and they're about 15 minutes away from it right now.
They have absolutely nothing to lose, and they're playing like it. I don't want to say that they're playing harder than Creighton because the Creighton guys are playing hard. It's just they appear to want it a lot more on both ends. I mean, We've talked about this, especially after being up close at the Sweet 16 last year, about how physical these games can get in tournament play. And I'm just watching like Ryan Kalkbrenner try and go to set a screen, and he's getting grabbed by 2 guys all along the way. And that's just stuff that you have to fight through. And Creighton hasn't punched back yet, and that's disappointing in this first half.
Yeah, they started 1 for 10 from beyond the arc. Mason Miller, the only one to hit a 3 in the first 10 minutes of this game for Creighton. They've hit 2 more since then, not hitting at a high clip. The one caveat has been the Jays have done a fantastic job of getting to the rim in certain situations, but they looked a little scared in other ones. We've seen Jimmie Neal 3 separate times drive into the paint with a look at the basket, choose to either dribble out or push the ball outside. That's got to be one of the notes in the locker room, Casey, right? Hey, listen, if you're going to take the look, you're going to have to finish the rim, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, Jimmie's turned down a couple wide open threes and then settled for some ones that were guarded. It doesn't really make sense. And that's what, I mean, it can't happen in these environments. It's do or die. You lose, you go home. And so it's one of those situations sometimes where you play and make plays you don't usually make because you're feeling the pressure to perform, especially when guys like Steven aren't shooting it well from the outside and Kalkbrenner's not really got it going. So you feel like you got to do a little bit more than normal. And instead of doing that, the most important thing you can do in these situations is stick to the script. You've got a head coach who's been here before. You got a staff that's been here that knows how to win these games. Trust them. Stay with the game plan. Don't turn down great shots for good shots. It doesn't make any sense. When you're open, you get the ball, take the shot. That's what this program is all about. Obviously, when you drive, you have to be looking to finish. You want to drive with your head up, right, to be able to make plays, but at the same time, you can't go in there tentatively. They don't have big time shot blockers like we do. Like, get in there and make plays.
That's what I was going to say. I think. We bring up the Jimmie takes to the rim where he stops and he looks lost a couple of times, but he's not the only guy tonight. Jackson McAndrew had one too where he decided late to shoot a floater. One thing I've noticed that DePaul's done tonight is once the ball defender gets beat and the ball's getting to the paint, they're locking up on the perimeter. They're not allowing the spit out. So if you're going to attack the rim in any capacity, you just have to plan to go up for it. And a couple of times Steven's done it, Ryan Kalkbrenner or somebody else has had an opportunity for a tip in, and you might just have to play that game for a little bit until they start collapsing in on the drive. You can't just plan on being able to spit it out like they normally do. You have to attack the rim hard tonight.
Another frustrating thing in this first half is we mentioned in the pregame show about how they had guys in double digits in the paint in their first matchup against Georgetown. NJ Benson's been able to get into the paint. They're outscoring Creighton in the paint right now, 16-10. They've done a really good job taking Ryan Kalkbrenner seemingly out of this game to some point in this first half. And if Creighton's going to want to cut down this 15-point lead, it kind of feels like number 11's got to be the focal point.
100%. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to DePaul. The way that they're playing defensively on Kalkbrenner, they're doing a very good job. I think what you'll see in the second half is maybe some false action on one side of the court. Get a cross screen, a down screen, something for the big fella to relieve some of that pressure that he's under right now, and be able to get him a touch underneath the basket, close to the basket. We can just go up and put it in. Mac will find some creative ways to get him the ball where he can do something with it. Right now, the way that DePaul's sinking in and playing, it's just been hard to get him the ball. And the season is what it is. This team is not a very good passing team. We've talked about this a lot. And so when you saw like the one pass that I think it was Fedor tried to make from the wing over the top, Fedor's probably the only one on the team that can make that pass. But in these kind of situations, it's not needed, but also it's like you got to take what the defense gives you sometimes. And that's not what they're giving you right now.
Yeah, reverse the ball, get it into Ryan on a reseal after the reversal. I think we talked about turnovers. Turnovers are obviously frustrating in general. But tonight, out of those 7 turnovers, 6 of them are on steals.
Yeah.
And that is as big a problem as anything from a turnover standpoint for this team this season. I think that's probably the worst ratio of live ball turnovers to turnovers that they've had.
Creighton currently trailing by 15 at halftime. They trail 36-21. We'll give you our keys to the second half. We come back on the Roll Jays podcast brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing, Pyramid Contractors, and Pepper Jack's Grill.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
This is why you need to try Pepper Jack's Grill, the best Philly cheesesteak in America. At Pepper Jack's Grill, we craft your Philly just the way you like it. Fresh ingredients, sizzling on the grill, and endless customization options. Not just Phillies, we've got rice bowls, burritos, nachos, and even vegetarian choices. And don't forget those crispy fries with our famous spicy ranch. With 10 great locations in Omaha, there's a delicious meal waiting for everyone in the family. Pepper Jack's Grill, your Philly, your way.
Welcome back into the Roll Jays podcast brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing, Pyramid Contractors, and Pepper Jack's Grill. Jimmie Allen, Casey Matthews, Alex Drake with you here live above MSG. We're having some issues tonight, and you guys able to get back in?
No, we're locked out.
Okay,
I'm back in.
All right. Well, welcome back into the discussion.
I can talk.
Yeah, we'll be able to hear you. Casey, give us your keys to the second half.
Yeah, number one, I think we got to get stops defensively and run. We need to get some transition baskets, get some juices flowing for us. I think that's one of the big things is that this environment, it's fine, right? It's MSG, it's special, but it's not a full house. It's not packed, and the people that are here, they're not cheering for us. So get some transition baskets going. The bench needs to be big-time energy. Provide a spark off the bench. not necessarily on the court, but just give our guys energy on the court. So I think that starts with getting some stops and runouts. Offensively, can't turn down great shots for good ones. Take the open shots. Live with the results. That's what you work for all year long. Do what you do. The results will work out. You just got to stay the course.
Alex Drake, keys the second half.
Take care of the ball, rebound, and start playing defense at the level that you can. You're giving up some easy shots that let them get confident, and then they started hitting some more tough shots. So those are the big ones. But you got to find a way to get Stephen Ashworth going. Stephen Ashworth, when he gets hot, brings an added level of energy to this team. You got to find a way to get him to get a couple to go through and find a way to get Ryan Kalkbrenner on one of his runs.
Yeah, listen, and I think you got to do it early. To me, they got to start quick. That's the biggest key to the second half. Casey, you brought it up. Not a lot of big-time energy in this building right now. It's probably not even a quarter of the way full. If we're being honest, it's kind of typical with these Thursday games. You got to find a way to bring your own energy if you're Creighton here. I think you got to pound it inside. And I don't care if it's Ryan Kalkbrenner or who. Get to the rim. Make sure that you're getting some pretty easy percentage baskets to get through the nylon. This has been the Roll Jays podcast brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing, Pyramid Contractors, and Pepper Jack's Grill. Join myself, Alex Drake, Casey Matthews, on 1620 The Zone. Immediately following the game, we'll take your phone calls at 402-951-1620 as well. We'll see you after the game. Go Jays.